here for the press conference of the forthcoming 4REV'S African Climate Summit, which is the second edition, and the first edition was in April last year, 2023, in Kenya, Nairobi. It was hosted by East African Catholic University in Kenya. And Uganda was one of the countries which were represented by delegates here, including our political leaders like the deputy mayor, and different organizations participated in. But in that summit, Uganda was able to present about the effect of the climate change which is happening in our country. But also we realized that at a continental level, there was a challenge. And 4REV'S African Climate Summit 2024, which is being hosted here in Uganda, is going to look at the resilience as far as climate change action is concerned. But also we are going to look at the food security. Africa as a continent is facing a challenge that because of the climate changes, we are looking at food production reducing. We are also looking at the barriers which concern the fertility of the soil. So the climate summit which we are hosting is going to also look at that. And we are also looking at the third pillar, which is the circular economy. How do human beings survive or coexist with nature, with our environment, with our climate? And we also look at energy. We know that in Uganda there are many forests which are getting depleted, deforestation. But because of energy, the human being or the woman outside there is looking at where is going to get energy. So they are cutting tree for the charcoal. But we are also looking at the renewable energy, what can be invented, innovated, and also what can we come up so that we can have an alternative energy which is going to enable us to conserve and preserve our environment. So today it's a great opportunity here at the Municipal Council as we are addressing the nation, the continent, and the entire world, as also they are preparing, or they are in COP29. But one of the major element we are going to look at this summit is to see how we can be able to pass on a good environment and a sustainable one to the next generation. And there are many different stakeholders which have come on board, as you will hear from them, and they are making sure that we build this resilience. And together with the partners and also the leaders of 4REV'S, they are addressing this climate summit issues, and they are going to be letting the public know in this same press conference. I pass it to the Vice Chairperson of 4REV'S, Vice President 4REV'S Africa, Mr. Bwandinga Godfrey.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mugabe, and you're almost welcome. I think it's a great opportunity for Uganda to host this regional African summit on environment and climate change especially. No one can deny that climate change is a big challenge to us, especially in Africa, because one of the biggest production we have is food. And once food is threatened, and our water bodies and the wetlands, then we have got issues. That's why we are very eager to have this summit here and actually get the deliberations from the people who are going to come to this conference. The good thing is that we are getting very many delegates from other countries. We have got delegates from Nigeria, Kenya, Sudan, Cameroon, South Africa, and Ethiopia. You'll be able to some of them start arriving now. And the good thing again is that most of them have got youth involvement. We are saying climate change is a big issue to Africa, but you want the youth to get more involved because they are the ones who are going to manage this situation tomorrow. So when you see them coming on board, we are very excited. And we have got a lot of organizations here. We have got PEC Limited. These are people who are also youth here, who are doing some work with the getting help from the vegetation. We have got Global Learning for sustainability. We have got Greater Research Lab. We have got Divine Youth, Women Refugees from South Africa, from Sudan. We're talking about it. Women Recycling, they are here in Lubonjo, and Green Without Borders. Now, these organizations are all youth-led. And when we get them involved, coming on board, it's a very exciting moment to see them, how can they actually combat and get involved in areas of climate change. What you are doing this time is that you want, first of all, to examine how far we are in Africa regarding climate change. Because some of these things people don't know. But you're going to have sharing experience from these countries to see how they have combated this issue of climate change in their own countries. Number two, we also want to create awareness. We want to see how are people getting to know this very big problem. Let us create awareness to the communities. Our youth, our leaders should know that we are having a big problem of climate change. Number three, we want to build resilience. After they have now known these issues, we want to create resilience, especially the youth. How can they now start combating this issue? Number four, we are hoping that after all this, shall be able to influence policy, discuss with leaders in government, that you can see how best you can combat it through policy formation. And finally, by the time we leave the conference, we shall have a resilience, shall have some mechanism, especially resolutions, which are made, which are going to go back now and be able to support us where we are, make changes. I'm very sure that this one is going to help us to actually deal with climate change as a big issue, especially in Africa and in Uganda. But in TV, I take it up to see how best you can actually lead this kind of crusade, so you can actually improve and preserve and protect our environment towards climate change. Thank you so much. I want to request Deputy Mayor here also to say something about it, especially in regard to municipal council involvement. Thank you so much.
Thank you, MDF Representative Uganda. My name is Kabama Chais, Deputy Mayor of Municipal Council and the Secretary for Health. Well, it's an honor and an opportunity, and we are hosting the second edition of the 4REV'S, whereby all the eyes internationally will be looking at Uganda. How are these challenges addressed when it comes to the climate change issues? Well, climate change has impacted on Uganda negatively and positively. So we have our stakeholders here. We have even our sisters from Khartoum and Darfur from Sudan, North Sudan. They are here with us. We are all mobilizing the communities around Entebbe, and not only in Entebbe, Uganda, and the international attention to be called on for the 2 days that we shall be hosting this conference, this summit here in Uganda, to address all these issues that come along with the climate change. I want to look at the positivity, the positives that climate change has also brought with us here. We have our friends who are also doing business in what you think that it is waste. So they're turning waste into wealth. So we are addressing all these challenges and opportunities that come with the climate change. Our mandate here is to create awareness, basically, and then do mobilization for funds and see how we shall curb this down. Thank you so much.
I will come now. I've got our friend here from Sudan. She's also involved in this program.
Yeah.
I want her to say something about it.
Okay. First of all, thank you so much for this opportunity. My name is Amira Teman. I am from Women Refugees for Peace and Development Organization. And of course, this is a very great opportunity for our organization as Women Refugees for Peace and Development to be part of this summit. And we are very happy actually to be part of the organizing team together with our distinguished leaders and Ugandan brothers and sisters that to support this event and reach the ultimate goal of this event and to have positive outcome of this event. The climate change for us is a key as we are looking for it from the angle of food insecurity and droughts, and also would like also to make sure that we are raising awareness of our community on the climate change, and we are looking forward actually to have more partnership, and we are looking forward to work together and to achieve this exceptional event here in Entebbe. Thank you so much again.
My name is Harriet Karen Kajambo from Global Learning for Sustainability. We are very excited to be part of the 4REV'S Summit that is going to be hosted in Uganda and particularly in Entebbe. We've been working within Wakiso, particularly in Entebbe, for the last, I think, 4 years under the SHINIDS program. The main objective of the SHINIDS program is really to make sure that girls can also participate in decision-making processes. When you look at climate change, most of the decisions, why we're concerned about climate change, most of the decisions that impact on girls and young women are not really made by girls themselves or even or women themselves. And that's why as an organization we are so much interested in participating in this summit, but also because we work with young people in schools, we want to make sure that climate change education is given a priority in education systems. We know that Uganda recently adopted a new curriculum, but how much are we challenging our young people to take action on climate change, to address climate change in a way that impacts them positively? When you look at, of course, we talk about tree planting, but sometimes we do not know what kind of trees to plant. We come with samples, actually today one has just fallen, but you realize that sometimes we do plant trees and we don't know the importance of trees that we plant. There are trees that can help us in actually purifying our environment, like pollution is really in towns. We are developing, the urban sectors are developing, every day. But what can we do if we plant more trees and absorb, those pollutants and we breathe the good air that we need? So we are here to make sure that some actions during the summit are translated into policy, like someone has already mentioned, but also ensuring that education really focuses on climate change education more practically, not just theory or even just for passing exams in schools, but we ensure that schools take up climate education as part of their curriculum. Thank you so much.
Team lead and founder at Ghetto Research Lab, a non-profit organization dealing in environmental sustainability. So we are so humbled to be here and to be part of the people who are going to showcase all the innovations we have in environment. We are so much honored to work with Entebbe City Council and 4REV'S organization, and we can't wait to get our displays to the people. We can't wait to teach the people what the compost does to stabilize the soils down there in agriculture. We can't wait to show them how aquaponics does to save the people who are doing bad fishing at the lakes. Thank you so much.
Kim Gisa. We came out with this idea of recycling from plastic bags. So what we did, those used ones, it's what we made out of this. So we make this so that to reduce the congestion of dumps in Entebbe. So we decided as we, women of Entebbe, to come out with this project to see how we can come out with some money to help other people in Entebbe to be employed. And this, we've seen that people have picked interest in it. So we've managed to go ahead with this. And we are very privileged to be here with you and to partner with you guys. And we are really, really happy. And we are willing to work with you in everything. Thank you so much.